Hello everyone, good morning. This is Marilyn from Credo Systemz. Very happy to welcome you all for today's webinar. So for today's session, as you all know, our senior trainer Mr. Ganesh handling Power Platform webinar. So I request everyone to pay attention throughout the session. In the last 15 minutes, you all have the dedicated QA session for clarifying your doubts. So please stay connected throughout session to get the participation certificate. So without any further delay, I will hand over the session to Mr. Ganesh. Thank you.
Hello guys, good morning. Myself Ganeshan. I have 10 plus years of experience in Microsoft technologies like SharePoint, Power Apps and Power Automate, and also in Power BI. Yeah, today I will walk you through a demo on Power Apps and Power Automate. Hope my voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks for confirming. So both Power Apps and Power Automate or cloud platform, they are Microsoft technologies. Using this both, we can make no code solution. We don't have to make any code in both of the platform that we can just configure, or we can just do some formulas like that, just as in Excel macros, how we are doing in Excel macros. Like that, we can do some formulas like that on the buttons and then do all the operations. Like we can create a web application, tablet application, and even mobile application like that in Power Apps. That these are mobile responsive even based on the application that we are creating. It will be responsive to tablet as well as mobile. Power Automate is a kind of a flow. Initially, Power Automate is named as Microsoft Flow, and after a few days that the Microsoft has thought to take it to the Power Platform and make it as Power Automate. The Power Platform is altogether we can say as Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and Power Virtual Agent. We can say that Power Virtual Agent is not most widely used in the market. Okay, and regarding the Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power BI, it is in more use. Like these are acting as an alternative for some other tools. Like if you are already aware of SharePoint and Microsoft technologies, you know that they were K2 workflows. Then some other tool like Nintex Forms, K2 Forms. These were there from 2014 or 2012. These were acting as a no-code solution that can interact with SharePoint and other platforms. Okay, these now Microsoft has developed a technology that can act as a replacement for these technologies. Okay, developed a platform or tool. Okay, so that can act as a replacement for these tools. Okay, so now Power Platform is or Power Apps or Power Automate is more advanced than we consider for K2 workflows or K2 forms or Nintex forms. we can say that Microsoft has enriched a lot of features comparing to the linked forms or K2 forms. That they have found that replacement after a few years, that up to 2019 or 18 like that, only these things were there to interact with SharePoint. These are the third-party tools which we have to take a license separately. In case of Power Platform, this will come as a package with O365. Sorry, Office 365. Yeah. So in case if we need any premium connectors or premium components in Power Apps and Power Automate or Power BI like that, in that case that we have to buy a separate license for that premium connectors or premium things. Otherwise, that we will be having this license with the E3 O365 license, Office 365 license. Normally, every organization has an Office 365 license. So, so every enterprise have an Office 365 license. We are all using that Outlook Office 365. With that, if we see that, we can see that Power Apps and Power Automate, even Power BI even. Okay. So Power Virtual Agent is a kind of a chat window where we can make bot-like chats, bot-like chats. You would have seen something like Eva or customer care auto chat window, something like that. That we can develop using Power Virtual Agent. There are a lot of third parties even available for that automatic chat. You would have seen in Facebook even that you will be getting auto replies on the chat that can be configured internally. But most widely that Power Virtual Agent is not used in the Microsoft areas or in the market as of now. So I will walk you through a presentation. What are the types of Power Apps? In this, like we can see that what are the Power Platform? As you said before, Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Virtual Agents are there. Power Apps will connect with the Microsoft Dataverse. Microsoft Dataverse is an internal database, just like SQL. It's an internal database that can be connected with Power Apps. There'll be a lot of connectors. That connectors can act as a bridge to connect between Power Apps and other data sources. Others are AI Builder like that. AI Builder that we can do some RPs or we can do some machine learning kind of things even with Power Automate. Yeah, we can build apps for web and mobile platform. You can see the different sizes of the interface. We can build for mobile, we can build for tablet, we can build for web application, can be a portal even. That another advantage of Power Apps is that it's not platform dependent. We don't have to build a separate app for iOS, Android, and other mobile application. We can build a single app. That app we can work on it, all the devices. Someone want to talk something?
అవి చూస్తుంటే మన సంప్రదాయానికి అయ్యో నా బిడ్డ
Can you go on mute?
ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் அட்மிட் பண்ணிட்டியே நீயா என்னால இதை நம்பவே முடியலையே டேய் தைரியங்கிறது உடம்புல இல்லடா மனசுல இருக்கு. Brave boy, young blood. ஏம்பா பேசாம ஏன் கூட வந்துட்டேன். எதுக்காக என்ன வச்சுங்க தம்பி? பாயிண்ட் டு பாயிண்ட் பஸ் மாதிரி லிமிட்டா தான் பேசுறேன். சொல்றேன் வெற்றி ராமசாமி என்னோட ஆடு. அவன் மறுபடியும் ஜெயிலுக்கு போகக்கூடாது. அவனுக்கு எதிராக உங்க வீதி ஆளுங்க.
Can you go on mute?
அத மரியாதையா வாபஸ் வாங்க சொல்லு. ஆமா நீங்க யாரு? யாரா? நான் யாரா? நான் மந்திரி. ஆனா அவங்களை விட.
Okay. Can you hear me now? If yes, can you confirm on chat?
Yep.
Yes.
We can.
Yeah, thanks. So these are the multiple interfaces that Power Apps can support. We can do a mobile application, we can do a tablet application, and also a web application or portal. And we can publish it instantly to the iOS or Android or Windows platform. So we don't have to do a separate app for each platform. For example, like previously, like in case if we are doing a native app, we have to do a separate APK for iOS and separate for Android and separate for Windows. That's how that APK will work, and we can install those APK from the Play Store. But in case of Power Apps, we don't have to do a separate app for individual applications, individual platforms. That single application, single source or a single build can support all these platforms. What are the types of Power Apps? We have Canvas apps, we have model driven apps, we have Power Apps portal. That Canvas app is something like it's a customized app. It supports both tablet and mobile application. And model driven apps is that it's a kind of a out of box app. We can have connectors, and we can connect with the Dataverse and models like that. We can customize a lot in out of box itself. Portal is a kind of a web application or a web app portal. You would have seen msdn.com like that, or something microsoft.com, powerplatform.com. Those kind of things, or kind of a web application or a website, that is called as a portal. What's a Canvas app is that this app is used to build the forms and workflows. We can build forms as in other technologies, like how we build forms in .NET, Java, like that. You can build forms over here, that these forms can interact with the database and make all your transaction. I will show you a demo on this. There are a lot of connectors that can be used with the Power Apps. It can be connecting to the Office 365 Outlook. It can be connected to the SharePoint. It can be connected to the OneDrive. It can be connecting to the Teams. It can be connecting to other technologies like Oracle, DB2, APIs. There are a lot of connectors that can be used. It will be configurable. That you just have to select the connector and give the username and password, and then can access all the tables and databases there. In case of API, also you can connect the REST API with the credentials or authentication or authorization. How the Canvas app will look like, you can integrate with multiple things: Office 365, Dynamics 365, Azure. It's easy to design. You can make the app logic just as a formulas in Excel. These are other features like there is a built-in database like Dataverse. can support multiple platforms, like it can be with Android or iOS, whatever the mobile we are using. We don't have to build a separate app for that. So these are the older versions, like we were using InfoPath forms earlier. Now, instead of that, the InfoPath form can be replaced with the Canvas app. So we can have that app application in our Teams even. We can configure that to the Teams. We'll be getting a application like a leave application or a timesheet application like that can be deployed to the Teams from the Power Apps that we can directly use from our Teams in our Office 365 Teams. Then these are Power BI connected apps, like we can do dashboards, we can do business intelligence, and they can do a lot of analytics over here. What are the things it can integrate with? That it can integrate with SharePoint, Power BI. It can integrate with a lot of platforms, Microsoft Teams, Microsoft model-driven apps, Microsoft Search. It's a low-code solution, and it has a native mobile capabilities. It can integrate with a lot of databases apart from Dataverse. Dataverse is an internal database. We need a separate licensing in case we are using a standard connectors. These are the basic things on Canvas app. We'll go on to a demo. This is my trial environment. Okay, so a small app is already built. I will show you a demo on that. It will give you an idea how the real-time application will look. This is a platform. This is a cloud platform. You can create new screens over here. So these are the screens already built. For example, if I want to register an employee over here, we'll hire him on 29. It's just a simple form that I saved it. Now you can see that that guy is on the last. Okay, so senior developer like that. These are stored into the SharePoint list as database. If you want to edit, if you want to change the name like that, so you can see that name is changed. These are the navigation that the names are not correct, but these were done for the sample purpose. This navigation can be across the pages. For example, like if we have an employee ID as 𝗵𝗁𝗃𝗃991, this one is not editable as of now. So this is how a simple form will look. Okay, like we can open this app even in mobile. It will be mobile responsive. We can change the size over here even, and we can see whether it fits to any mobile like that, kind of a simulator. This one is not editable for some reason. Was editing the tab at that time. So it's a simple Power Apps. If you want to see that where these data are stored, okay, like there'll be a SharePoint data source behind this. If I click on edit data, it will take you to the SharePoint table, SharePoint list. If you want to create a new Canvas app from scratch, I will let you know on that. It will take some time. We have to wait for it. So here we'll be getting a create option. Here we can see the list of apps that are already created. I'm going to create a blank app. As we have seen on the PPT, that there'll be 3 types of app that can be created. Canvas on model driven app that is based on Dataverse and Power Features or portals. I'm going to create a Canvas app. We'll make the default as tablet. Demo app 1. We'll be getting an empty app with a screen. Go here, make text box. So this will be a kind of a drag and drop that will be having all the controls on the left hand side. You can just drag and drop into the canvas and then start doing the coding. There'll be a play button on the top. You can play that. Even if we publish this app and put it on the App Store, this you can use it on the mobile. We can create a simple mobile app without doing any coding. So over here, I'm going to add this data to the SharePoint database. create a blank list over here. Employee list, it's already a employee list 2. So by default, we have a one column over here. So what I'm going to do is that on select, I'm going to write a command over here. So before that, I should have that data source connected to the Power Apps. Now we have added that data source into our app. So now I'm going to use a patch command. We have to remember these commands anyway, that these are going to be the same, that kind of syntax. It's not going to change at any time. So I'm going to set the title. We'll keep this text box as TST employee name. We'll go here. Now we can see the syntax that patch is used to insert. We are giving the data source and we are setting the value to that list column. Yeah, now the app is saved. I'm going to give some name and click on add. If we go to the SharePoint and see, that will be available on the SharePoint list. We are not getting any notification because we haven't gave any query. So we can give a notification over here that will make us easy to understand that it is saved. It's a kind of a success. Yeah, you can see a notification, it's added successfully. It means that the code has executed successfully and we can see that data in the list. This is how we can create a Canvas app from scratch. Even model driven app is and Power BI or easier like this. But mostly I think Power Apps is most widely used. Power Apps and Power BI are most widely used in the Power Platform. Model driven and Power Virtual Agent are not much used. Okay, in this way only that this app is also built. We'll be having a lot of screens. We'll be taking the controls from the toolbox and we'll be designing the screen. Yeah. So if we see that these are kind of a rectangle or header component. It's a kind of a rectangle. Like that. Everything is designed on the controls. It's a kind of a button. It's a kind of a date picker. This is a kind of a gallery. So we have to give a data source over here to load this gallery. This is a kind of a component that that is built with a gallery. See over here, component is something like a screen only, but it is built separately to reuse on different places. It's also built on a gallery that we are taking a data source somewhere from the table and then filling it within the gallery. I'll be navigating to the different pages, and it can be used. Component advantage of component is that it can be reused across different pages. So we'll be back to the PPT. Another one is the model-driven apps. Model-driven apps is same like this, that it will be having a out-of-box forms, and we can customize that. It will be built with the Dataverse as a database. Okay. In the demo, that what we have seen, that we are using SharePoint list as a database. So it's a kind of a component focused approach. A component is something like which can be responsive or used across the forms, something like that. There'll be app designer that you would have seen that in our canvas also, that we have a toolbox like that. In model driven apps, we have an app designer where we can customize the layout. It's also a no code solution, responsive by design, and mainly a cloud platform. And we can use business rules, all those things in no code. Portal is another one. It's kind of a web app where we can build responsive websites. It's 𝗪𝗚𝗫 something. What you see is what you get. It's something like how you are doing on Paint. You are designing something and you are getting the same kind of thing what you are designing. It's not something like coding where we have to see only after running that like that. You can see it on the compilation mode. You can just design on a canvas. Yeah, this PPT is from Rasan Durrani. He's a Microsoft guy who has been doing a lot of stuffs in Power Platforms. So Portal can be designed on a lot of ways. It's kind of a dream viewer, something like that kind of feature on the cloud platform. So it's easy to build. We can build a portal or app, mobile app, something in just 15 or 30 minutes even. So these are some comparison. You can get this PPT and look on it. I can get this PPT from Credos. So this how the Canvas app, when it can be used, and model driven apps and portals and Dataverse. Yeah, this is on the Power Apps. Getting some message. Hope you can hear my voice, right? Can you someone confirm on the chat window?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, thanks. So the next one is a kind of a Power Automate. It's a kind of a flow. So Power Automate is used to do some flow kind of operation. It will be a kind of a flow chart. For example, if we want to import data from Excel to a database, or if you want to schedule a mail, if you want to auto trigger some mail on weekly basis, a kind of in real time, we can say that if we want to give a contract reminder. So all those things that you can do in Power Automate, that it is a kind of a flow, and the types of Power Automate, it can be manual flow, Power Apps trigger, and scheduled flow. Manual flow is that whenever we need, we have to manually trigger that. This one is something like we can connect from Power Apps to Power Automate. If we need some functionality, we can use that Power Automate within the Power Apps and can call that Power Automate from the Power Apps form, the form which we are using or which we have seen right now. In that, we can call any flow and do some activity or do some action on that. It's a kind of a trigger from Power Apps. Schedule flow is something, a kind of a timer jobs like that. If you want to have a reminder every week, Monday, or if you want to send a contract, a renewal reminder, or if you want to send a reminder for payment, something like that. Okay, you can have a schedule flow, and using that schedule flow, we can send mails or you can send messages, whatever you want. We can call APIs. We can have connectors with that, like that. These are the three types of flows. Mostly that except manual flow, that these two flows are most widely used. We don't have much time to see extensively. Like I will just show you a small demo on that. This is my trial Power Automate. You can also have a trial that it'll be free for 30 days. You can see a lot of templates over here. That will be automated cloud flow, instant cloud flow, schedule, like that. Schedule is that it will be running based on timer. Instant is kind of a manual or power up trigger like that. That will be a desktop flow. It will be helping you with RPA or operation with your desktop even. It can help you with data analysis or data engineering like that even on the process mining. I will just select a cloud flow. So if you select this one, we can call this flow from Power Apps and do some action. There will be a lot of triggers over here. We'll just see a manual trigger. Set item. We'll go on to a older designer. That will be easy for us. It'll be a manual trigger. So I'm going to give a connector. I'm going to create an item in SharePoint. So go here. We'll take the same list what we are having. Okay, so it'll be showing the list of columns over here. I'm going to give just test for demo. Test item. This is a small flow that If you go on real time, the flow will be very big. You can trigger it manually. Okay, if you see here that if this green tick mark means that it's inserted successfully, that flow has run successfully. So once we refresh the screen, we should see an test item over here. We can even call this flow from Power Apps. We don't have to make a insert here. Rather, on that button, we can call this flow and make that insert. But it should be a Power Apps trigger. So over here, you can see the list of runs. It has last run 44 seconds ago. So I'm just changing it to show you that again. Manually. It's a manual flow. You can see that it will not trigger automatically. So now you can see that it is again executed successfully. This green tick mark indicates that. You can see Sam over here. So it can interact with any databases. Okay, like if you see that there'll be actions to connect with a lot of other databases. Even if you put SQL, you can see that you can execute an store procedure or execute a query. There'll be some premium connectors for which we have to pay. Otherwise, that we can execute with whatever the database connections we have, or whatever the connectors we have on free. Like we can connect with Excel Online, or Excel worksheets like that. We can connect with SharePoint. We can connect with Oracle. Both Power Apps and Power Automate can connect with a lot of data sources. They have a lot of connectors. There'll be some databases or data sources that will be premium connectors that we have to take license. Not don't have to worry that if the project demands that organization will take care to take that license. And in case of this Power Platform, we'll be having a Microsoft certification PL900. That will be a basic certification. Apart from that, like we'll be having some advanced certifications even. If you're looking out to take your career through Power Platform, you can do this certification. That will give you an wonderful ideas, and there'll be learning platforms in Microsoft even that you can study those materials, or you can buy those books or like that. And there are books available even now in Amazon even like that for PL900 that you can buy and study on that and take that Microsoft exam. That will be preferred in the market. So I'm just looking on the things that we look to discuss today. What are the types of Power Apps, types of Power Automate, tablet application in Power Apps, scope of Power Platform. So these are the objective for this demo. So we have seen the types of Power Apps, like we have Canvas app, model driven app, and portals like that. What are the types of Power Automate is that we have schedule flow, we have manual flow, we have Power Apps trigger. We have seen in tablet application, a small application demo that it'll be working on tablet as well as in mobile. So scope of our platform in the market. So there are a lot of jobs that nowadays that are available for no code solution, like Power Apps, Power BI. So the whole software is moving towards the cloud. Nowadays, there's more jobs in cloud as well as in AI or otherwise data engineering like that. So you can see on LinkedIn even that there are a lot of demand for Power Apps, Power Automate, more than the coding platforms or the technologies like .NET, Java, like that. These are in more demand. Power BI is a kind of a data analyst kind of job even. Power Apps and Power Automate are in more demand as they are kind of a replacement for .NET and Java. We can create all those things or applications or mobile apps that can be created in .NET and Java. Uh, even even if you see that there were SharePoint framework that is a kind of a coding platform in SharePoint. Even comparing to the SharePoint framework, you can see that this Power Platform is having a lot of job openings in the market. Even Microsoft is trying to push a lot of updates into the Power Apps and Power Automate. It means that they were trying to make this as a trending tool and get it as a replacement for other third parties even. So there'll be even more number of jobs in future. That's how the market of Power Platform. So even these technologies has evolved. These tools has evolved only on 2020. It was that from 2018 or 16 like that. But at that time, we don't have much update on Power Apps for Automate. Only on the recent days or 2020 or 21 like that, a lot of people start adapting to these tools and a lot of organization start using Power Automate Power Apps. They were changing from other tools to Power Apps or Power Platform. So there's still a lot of organization they were migrating from other tools because of license issues or because of trending technologies like that. So it's not too late to migrate to this. Like even I can say that this Power Apps and Power Automate is any skill even today. So I'm done with the demo. Do you have any questions? Like I can you can talk now. Do you send recording of the session? I I think yes, but this has to be answered by the Credo system peoples that that you can interact with Jones or on that group. Yeah, we can share this app with the external. Even the Office 365 can be shared with the external users. We can use that Power App, but they should have an email ID. Okay, in case using a mobile app like that. In case of portals, then it can be external facing site. It can be a external facing site. Portal is something like websites, that Microsoft.com, like PayPal.com, then Polo.com, something like that. That portals will be externally accessed, like Toyota.com. In case of Power Apps or a mobile app like that, we need an email ID, like Office 365 ID access. Can you able to conduct another session about Power Apps to get more idea? Yeah, this also that I have to discuss with Jones. We'll be conducting future demos even. Okay, so we'll be having demos in future. Can you share the G form? What's a G form? Google form. Right. If they submit in portal, that's it. Yeah, portal is everything's connected with some database, right? We can connect with any database and create the portals. Even if you see some websites like that, right? msdn.com like that, those data will be on the HTML as well as in the database. What's the difference between Power BI and Power App? Power BI specifies business intelligence. Business intelligence is something like we are going to show some dashboard like that. Okay, so for example, we have a data in Excel, and it's a kind of a mark sheet or like that. Okay, if you are going to show a pie chart, like how many people have secured more than 80% and less than 80%, you would have seen some pie chart like that, right? Pie chart or bar chart like that. Okay, that is a kind of Power BI. Power BI doesn't do anything with the data. They were just showing a report. Okay, they are not manipulating the data, changing the data. Power Apps is something like a forms or contact forms, or you can take Swiggy or Porter or Zomato, like that kind of apps. That is a kind of Power App. It's a kind of a form. It's a kind of a application like that. Certificate. Yeah, this also you can contact Jones. Credo system will be, they will be reaching to. It's a normally in every organization they will be having a subscription. With that subscription, they will be having an free access. Okay, only for paid connectors we have to pay. Like in case if we want to practice outside, then you can have a trial created on the Microsoft 365 environment. Any other questions? This you should contact with Jones. Only on the technical perspective I can comment. Duration will be 30 to 40 hours. Any more questions? Yeah, these are recent technologies, right? That Power Apps is more widely used. That they are lighter weight. That we don't have to do any code optimization. We don't have to make more coding. So it will be more effective than compared to the .NET like that. .NET, if you see that we'll be optimizing on the page weight. We'll be using lighter weight. We'll be refactoring the code. Even in React, we'll be refactoring the code. These are a separate tool that Microsoft has already made some coding on the background and made it as a tool. We are just going to use that components. The performance will be more good. Like we can easily do the applications that it'll be more effective. Like when compared to those technologies. Any more questions? Yeah, we can build complicated business logic even that it has a lot of connectors. It mostly connects to all the environments. Okay, and 600 plus connectors like that, and there'll be a lot of logics or formulas that can be used with the Power Apps. Mostly, even the complex applications can be created. Any more questions? If there's no question, we can wind up. End user need to install Power App. Yes. So if you're using mobile app, then end user has to install the Power App on their mobile. Okay. That they have to take it from the App Store, either from the Android App Store or from the iOS App Store, and then use the Power App on that app. Okay. In case of uh, in case of web app that they can directly use it, they should have an Office 365 email ID. Any more questions? Are we able to automate invoice through what that what does EDD means? Invoice process. Yeah, those kind of things we can definitely automate. We can definitely automate those kind of things or processes using Power Automate or Power Apps. It can fit to all the applications. That's how Microsoft is designing a tool. This is a question that you have to ask to admin like Credo Systemz. Yeah, it can recognize invoice details. Like it can connect with any databases or any data sources, wherever it is, and uh, and it can interact with that and make that invoice. So the application or business requirement, the Power Apps can adapt based on that. It's not some tool like where something is not feasible like that. Mostly, most of the business requirements will be feasible. You can register here to get your certificate. I have pinned that one so that you can click it back here. You can get the recordings also over here on this chat, on this group, I think so. Any more questions for can I know? Yeah, there'll be a batch start date. I'm not aware of that. This you have to talk to the Credo Systemz that Jones.
Hey, hi. The course will cover up including Power Apps, Power Automate, Database, and Power BI, or how it would be.
It will not be covering Power BI. Power BI
Okay.
itself is a separate job profile. Okay, it will be into a data analyst like that. We'll be covering Power Apps and Power Automate all together with the database.
Okay.
Is there any questions, or we can wind up? Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you, brother.